This is your superhero talk show. We are now in our new daily format. Make sure you're checking out for our content every day at 3 o'clock during the week. Of course, I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Greg Burrow from the Dragons Are Comics and Fantasy, and Miss Anastasia Anderson, who is not only going to keep up with our Googling if we need to, she's going to keep my dog entertained so that he doesn't get up here and get all of me.
He's needy.
He's needy.
Very
So,
needy.
for those of you at home who've not met Damon, this is my little dog, Damon.
Hello.
And he is very appropriately named. So today we are continuing our series on our end of summer back to school review. And we're talking about, we were talking about DC this week, but we kind of wrapped that up yesterday. And so we're going to have
Talking about the comics.
Talk about the comics, yes. So make sure you're liking, subscribing, and following us on Facebook and YouTube. It's under Kaiju Labs Media. You can always go to bradsredweb.com to see some older episodes and see upcoming content and everything. And make sure you're looking out for us in the fall when we post our Patreon so you can help support our comic book habit, but also to help us bring you more news and information and our very interesting and unique perspective on the world of superheroes. Today we're going to be talking about the is it Amazon Prime, correct?
Yes, Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime's Invincible animated
Which is
series.
an image title.
Which is an image title.
Image Comics, yeah.
And it's by, who's the writer? Blah, 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 blah. It's the guy who dates it's Kirkman.
Robert Kirkman.
Robert Kirkman, who does, he's the same writer who created The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
you may have heard of that little show. I think it,
Right.
it airs somewhere in syndication, and,
If you heard of it,
people watch it. I don't know. Personally, I wasn't a fan.
I hear it's
American
an
movie
okay show.
It's an okay show. It had some success. It's got some notoriety out there. I don't know. I wasn't particularly into it, but I know it's a big show. And yes, so
It's not a zombie person.
Not a zombie person. I know. But you know what?
This is a show. I was not able. I was barely able to get through the first episode, so I didn't watch anything after
This
that.
is the little thing that I was trying to explain. The first episode is not indicative of the whole series.
That's what I did.
I will admit, because we talked about this earlier during our dark superheroes thing.
Yes.
But it's like there is a very jarring first episode.
It is.
And the thing is that
Very gory.
it doesn't necessarily let up, but I will admit, you have to just keep going. You're gonna hate it, but keep going.
It's got its merit. It's got its merit. I actually enjoyed it. It's like not my favorite. Like I'm with Greg to a degree. Yes, I like stuff a little bit edgy. Personally, my field of edgy gets into political commentary and social issues. I want to see
the ego.
I want you to be uncomfortable because you're seeing, people mistreated. I want you to be uncomfortable about things that you need to change. I want you to be uncomfortable watching stuff that is real horror to me.
Mm-hmm.
The gore and the excessive violence and that kind of horror, I think, is unnecessary.
Right? Well, and I've seen people argue this better than I have, but the only reason I gave this one a pass, because promptly after I watched Invincible, I went back and read Invincible, because I was like, I need to compare it. And actually, that gory part, which, spoilers, I'm sorry, we can't help it. That part in the beginning, where you're watching it in gory detail, that actually doesn't happen in the comics.
Okay.
It's like, but it's good because because it helps convey the feeling we're supposed to be feeling, which is dread.
The dread.
It's like, because in the comics, it's a very quick thing. Like, you see that they're like, what's going on? And then you see their shocked faces, and then you see they're dead.
Okay.
It's like, versus this, where it wasn't just a you see them die.
Yeah, it didn't happen off camera, right?
Yeah, you see how hopeless of a situation this is. That, like, even when they were fighting their damnedest the entire time, they still couldn't do it. It's like, and that's the feeling that we're supposed to be carrying. That yes, even though you're going to laugh at all the regular parts, by the time you actually get back to Omni-Man, it is such a hopeless path to even want to measure up to him.
As a narrative decision, I'm okay with it. Like I said, I
like that. I was like, you know what? Sure,
I
feel the emotional weight of what they're having.
But
to
it wasn't completely gratuitous. Yes, it was very graphic.
It was a gratuitous for me, but I get it.
But yeah, and then it's not like other shows.
It served the story.
It's not other shows, and that's the problem we have with just a lot of modern media, superhero and otherwise. If it sets up the tone for you, I can understand Greg not wanting to go through with the rest of it because there's so much stuff. Like I personally, I couldn't get into Game of Thrones. Like by the third episode of that mess, and I'm like, I just don't want to watch this.
I watched the first season of Game of Thrones, then I read the books, and I couldn't finish the last book. Yeah, I was like, I don't care about any of these characters.
I can't do this.
I don't care what happens to anybody in this. Why am I reading this?
Right. Well, and dread is a really hard feeling to carry. Yeah. Like I am not. That's why I don't like zombie movies, because I don't like feeling dread. Yeah. Like I don't like feeling this hopeless feeling of even if this person builds up everything they possibly can, they're still gonna lose.
Oh yeah.
Like that.
I think that's why I don't like horror films. I don't like mobster films. I don't like
Shyamalan.
I mean,
I don't want that twist. I want people to get out okay.
It's like, I don't like sad things. Like
I want to leave the theater happy. I want to be talking to my friends. Oh, that was amazing. That was so cool.
Yeah.
I don't want to go, man, what a downer.
And I don't necessarily need to be happy, but it's like dread sits with you longer than being scared.
And I mean, especially if I'm paying for something. If I'm paying for something, why would I want to pay to not feel happy?
Yeah, like there are some TV shows I dropped off of because I was sitting there like
the emotional weight. There are things I completely agree with you on that one.
I don't mind it if it's like a deep dive character study and you're like learning something or there's some positive outcome from it all. But
and I think Invincible, like I said, it doesn't carry all the way through like that. It starts off like that and it kind of crescendos. But
there are some bits where you go, oh my god.
Good God. I'm like, not to spoil or anything, but like the boyfriend at the college. That's the part that hurt me. I was like,
oh my God.
I like literally, like I'm throwing stuff on the floor and I'm like, no.
I can't do this.
No, I can't. Oh my God.
It's like, But the highs were so high enough that it's like, I didn't. Yeah, yes, the dread carried because the whole point is Omni-Man is this unstoppable force that literally, like, everything, like, these characters give them everything they got. Yeah. Like, there is a whole final thing where they nearly kill him, but he's constant, they're throwing everything at him. Yeah. They're throwing monsters, they're throwing nukes, they're throwing everything they possibly can, and he still gets out unfazed. And then they're like,
and then he just ruffles his mustache.
Yeah, they're like, maybe his son will be the thing that does it. Maybe this will be the thing that does it. And nothing works. Yeah. Literally, the way they have to resolve it is he gets so emotionally torn on if he's going to kill his son, he just leaves.
He just leaves.
He's just like, I can't do this.
I can't do this.
And I'll say this, though, but that book is selling like hotcakes at Dragon's Lair.
Yeah.
Yeah, we cannot keep it in stock. We just before I came over here, I think we've got like 6 of the big #1 omnibuses right there.
Really,
it's a very consumable book.
I've got a lot of the original issues.
It's a very easy read.
Year and like literally years. What issue is it on? By now, it's going to be in the 200 or 300.
I want to say there's 3 big omnibuses. So
it's going to be in the 200s then because it's been going on for maybe 10 years.
Yeah, because Invincible, like I said, a lot of the gore is played up just for the TV show. Well, but it's such an easy read compared to like I'm reading Nightfall right now, and that's a lot.
It's a lot. Well, Invincible didn't stick with me as much as other stuff, but I think the reason that I started trying to read it in the first place is something appealing to a clean cut. Like it's like a rebooted universe, but instead it's what they should do when they reboot a universe. You know what I'm saying? Like when Marvel and DC or whatever, it's just like that was the biggest problem with New 52 is that it's like they didn't poop and they didn't get off the plot. It's like they couldn't make up their mind whether you're all in or you're out. And if they would have just gone ahead and done it, cut everything and committed to starting over, I think New 52 would have been successful. start over, start with small stories, then build up. No. They left Green Lantern and Batman alone, but everybody else restarted, and it made absolutely no fracking sense. Yeah. You know, and I think that's the appeal of something like Invincible, is that it's like, this is at its own self-contained world. They've only had maybe one or two spin-outs. It's fresh. It's a true what if. There's plenty of world building and, you know, mythos and everything there for you, but it's not so overbearing. You don't have years and years and years of continuity to do it. And so you got your archetypes, you got your shrinking characters, you got your super character, you got your robot character, you got your bat character. You get invested in a lot of characters that aren't necessarily going to make it. And I kind of like that. I like that it gives you that fresh start. And so Invincible as a show also kind of is that. It starts to build up these characters. You get to know the Teen Legion. You get to know like the and stuff like that. And it's fun. It's fun. I enjoyed it less than I enjoyed the Tick. Because I love the Amazon's Tick. And to be fair, nothing will compare to Amazon Prime's The Tick. That was just so good. And it did everything, like I said, they gave you, it's its own little world building. You got your little characters and your archetypes and your spoofs and your homages or whatever. But each of the characters is complete. You get the story. I mean, even the villains are kind of, you know, and Invincible is like, I get it. I like it. It's fresh. It's new. But as a show, I'll watch a second season of it for sure. Right, there's people I liked in it, even though there were some parts of the story that I was like, "Are we going to actually keep going with this?" Or like, because they have the main plot, which is him learning about his powers, and then like the C plot of Omni-Man just running around being insidious. And you know that one scene though that they kept from the book, where like he spent like months destroying a planet. That they sort of do that, and I'm like, that was cool. But they did it. I will admit, this was cool. Yeah, I'm like, you know, this is over the top, but you know, it's like it was cool. Yeah, so it's like he didn't destroy them in a day because it's like time was sped up. So he was there for years, and he comes back like with a long beard and everything. He's like, oh well, now that's done. Right, he's so delightful about it, even though, like, yeah, you see that it's like, it's fun watching the mask change. Yes. Where it's like, he's this super delightful, upbeat dude, and then he goes off to this planet, and he's like, you're messing with something that isn't yours. Yes. Lays waste to everything, and then comes back and was like, oh, yeah, that was fun. That was enough of that. Holidays work, you know, now I'm going to mow the lawn. Yes, that was delightful. I had fun with that.
I would love to wrap this episode up by talking about the future.
The future.
So, what are you guys looking forward to? I know that Suicide Squad. We're about to see Suicide Squad. So by the time
we're all about to see it Thursday.
It's already out. So I'm excited about that. So I won't say anything spoilery about it.
I am hearing a lot of positive
episode.
Yeah. I am hearing a lot of positive reviews about it. So I'm actually genuinely excited. Like a lot of people going, "Oh my god!"
All I'm gonna say is it okay for me to say two things or no?
Yeah. If it's spoilery?
It's spoilery.
No,
it's in the ads, though.
If it's in the
ads, it doesn't count as a spoiler. Just do it.
I'm looking forward to Starro.
Oh my god, I know. I just said that earlier today. I'm like, if you would have told me when I was a kid, like Starro, the Star Conqueror, was going to be in a movie.
I cannot wait for Sylvester Stallone to be King Shark.
And I'm like,
I think that's going to be
I'm never King Shark. As far as, like I said, as far as I'm concerned, King Shark is just I'm going, how do we reuse Killer Croc but sell a different action figure?
You know what? I kind of hold a grudge about that because I managed to squeeze in a couple of Flash episodes, and I saw what the Killer Croc, or I saw what King Shark looked like on that, and I was like, "How dare you people?
Yeah,
you're trying to because they're trying to make him like a dumb and bumbly looking character, and it's like, oh no, he actually looks scary in the Flash show, and I'm like, how dare you people? We don't have the money for this.
You know what?
We couldn't have squeezed a little bit of extra money out of
Shark Week is already gone. Next year we're going to do Shark Week because there's like literally like I can think of off the top of my head 6 different characters in DC Comics alone
that are
sharks. Because King Shark in the movies and then the TV show is actually an amalgamation of 3 completely different shark-based characters. He's actually
I love King Shark in the Harlequin cartoon.
Oh yes, King Shark the Hollywood cartoon is cute.
See, those he's
the tech guy. He's the tech guy.
So we can talk about that, but I am actually interested in seeing like Polka Dot Man. It looks very interesting to me. They said that there's apparently a really good. You know, when we're going to do it, we're going to do a Suicide Squad episode.
Yes, because there there is a very obvious spoiler that if you follow the comics, they have not made a secret, and I don't like it, but I'm still going to go see the movie.
Still gonna go see it.
It's fine.
So we're looking forward to Suicide Squad. I am looking forward to Spider-Man Beyond. And it's not related to Batman Beyond. It is actually related to something completely other related, the Beyond in it. But my boy Ben Reilly, the clone, is coming back as the main Spider-Man again. So that's going to be fun. What else am I looking forward to?
You know what? They sold Venom to me finally.
And Shang-Chi. We're looking forward to Shang-Chi.
They had a very good week, which if you haven't seen it, there's a lot of new trailers that have just came out. The Titan season 3 trailer looked pretty good.
I mean, I don't watch it because I sat through the other two,
but also they released a new trailer for Let There Be Carnage, and I'm like, fine, I guess I'll go.
Oh, you know what?
I've been afraid
to watch it. I haven't watched it. I haven't watched the new trailer.
I will say the only thing that excites me about it is Scream, but I'm not.
Shriek was so good.
Scream.
Scream was in the first movie.
Yeah. No,
Was she in it again?
No, I found out. Okay, I found out because I had to look it up because I kept calling her Screech, and they were like, "No, it's Shriek. It's Shriek." But Shriek's the name of the girl, and then there's the yellow symbiote,
which is Scream.
Scream, yes.
Yes. In the first movie, the yellow symbiote was Scream.
And then the character who takes her in is Shriek?
Shriek is a completely unrelated character.
Oh, God.
Completely unrelated. Yes, I know it sounds weird. No, okay.
I don't appreciate this.
And I don't know what they're going to do because I don't know what they're doing about mutants.
Yeah.
You know, we just found out today that, that Marvel is completely throwing away the Inhumans angle for Kamala Khan.
Oh. I'm so disappointed in that.
I don't know where that's going to go, but they're still not doing...
But you're already there.
I really hate the concept of jewelry giving her power.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
This is dumb.
It's whatever.
But they're going to release the Inhumans, so why would they bliss out like that?
No, not the Inhumans. That's the Eternals.
The Eternals.
That's the Eternals.
I'm sorry, guys. This is confusing.
That's the Eternals. You know what? If they would have made her like an offshoot of an Eternal or something, I would have been okay with it too. But no, they're taking away all of the Inhumans because the Inhumans television show tanked and Kevin Feige doesn't want anything. He doesn't want anything to do with the Inhumans, and that's the only reason that the Shield television series is not considered canon, which is complete bump because there's so much from that show. And by the way the last season was done, there's no reason, especially with the whole timeline wobblies from Loki, that if anything, at the very least, the Shield show should still be considered canon. But anyway,
yes.
But that's another point. But yes, no, Shriek is a mutant. She's a mutant in the comic book. And she just happens to be in the asylum. And she's basically kind of got like a Harley Quinn kind of thing going where she falls in love with Cletus even though he's completely mad.
Which makes me so mad because I'm like, because I already knew that they based him off of his Natural Born Killer's character.
Shriek was meant to be the follow-up to that.
And the second she showed up, I was like, "No, it is Natural Born Killer."
It was Natural Born Killer. If you read the original, Maximum Carnage storyline, that's what it was. Was Carnage Cletus Cassidy basically? I don't know. He
charms this girl.
He Mansoned this girl into thinking like he was like this like enigmatic. You know, she was his follower. She was in love with him. So she goes out and together they go and they start like on this killing spree. And they take the Demogoblin, Carrion, and Doppelganger as their family. And they decide that they build this family, and that's what the whole story was. And so yes, she was the other half of that Natural Born Killer. So she was. Whereas Shriek was actually, or whereas Scream was one of the artificially produced symbiotes that they basically irradiated venom and forced it to breed, and it bred 5 ones, and they were trying to use them as soldiers, and so they grafted these 5 ones to soldiers to make this super elite team of Black Ops symbiotes, and of course that went horribly wrong and drove them all mad, and one of them started murdering everyone, and it was Scream, and she murdered all the other ones and took their symbiotes, and then they're back now. I don't know how, but that's comic books. All right, so anyway, that's what I'm looking forward to. What are you looking forward to? The Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Spider-Man. Okay, I don't know. I'm deliberately blocking everything in my head. Far From Home.
Yes.
Or not Far From Home. No Way Home. I'm deliberately. I've got a mental block for No Way Home. because I do not want. I'm very adamant about this, and everybody out there who says that they want this is not a true Spider-Man fan. I am going to stick by this. I do not want Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in this movie. I do not want that. That's just not what this movie needs to be, especially with the way that all the other stuff is going. It's a stupid thing to want.
How the last one ended.
You know what? I'm with the dude. I'm with the who's the YouTube, not YouTube, the Facebook dude who does like the life hack thing. You ever see the guy who does the life hack thing? He's like, what is wrong with you? He's like literally, you got a shape changing scroll right here.
Yeah.
Just show up with Spider-Man at the same time.
Secret Wars is kind of cool.
Secret Wars or Secret Invasion.
Or Secret Invasion. That's it. Secret Invasion. Well, I think that's a cool story.
I personally, when they had J. Jonah Jameson, I love that they had J. Jonah Jameson there. I hated that they had him out, Peter Parker, because first off, he's a minor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, how dare you?
So second off,
that makes him lawsuit
big time. Yeah. I mean, that could also technically be considered
child endangerment.
Child endangerment. So he would have gone to jail.
Of course, then they would have had to investigate Stark Industries. It's like, who, Tony Stark, who pretty much blackmailed him into going to Germany to fight the Avengers in the first place.
Yeah.
We're going to skip over that part.
Yeah, like the legal mess that comes with this, I'm like...
Which is totally going to be ignored.
Yeah, I know. And but the thing is, it's not Jameson's personality. Like, that's one of the things I loved about the Sam Raimi. I love the Sam Raimi in Spider-Man 2. They go and he goes and Dr. Octopus goes and holds him up and it was great first one Green Goblin did it and came looking for Peter Parker, and Jameson's like, his life is threatened. He's like, I have no idea who this Peter Parker is. You mean the guy who just like sends his stuff in the mail? Like, he totally, and it's a consistent thing. Yes, he's a jerk. He's a jerk. But he's still got principles, and he's still,
especially newspaper principles.
And that's one of the things I love about the Nick Spencer run of the comic books. Now that Peter has told Jameson the truth, and they're partners, and Jameson keeps trying to help him. And it's really funny if you want to read one of the best stories recently was my podcast with J. Jonah Jameson, and it is amazing because Peter ends up basically agreeing to go and help him do this podcast with him. And as Spider-Man, and then of course they get into a fight and everything, and Jameson really tells him, is like, stop blaming me and blaming other things, and he's like, and he puts it down in a way that, by the time it's like Peter is left speechless. He's like, oh my God, I can't believe how much of a point he has.
Yeah, but, you're correct.
You're correct, and and it really shows how smart Jameson actually is. And when he
there's some comics that they show that. I mean, there's one comic where he actually goes out and does like a reporting job.
Yeah.
He actually goes out and reports because he wants to get to the bottom. When he gets to hit the pavement. The cartoon did a really good episode of that too.
Oh my God, we are so completely off base with this. Okay, so Invincible was cool. Watch it.
Watch it.
I didn't like it. But I didn't get past the first episode.
You're not a horror person.
And at least as opposed to Jupiter's Legacy, they ended the story in a place that's kind of an ending.
The story ended.
So if they don't bring back a second season, it's fine. Looks like they are going to bring back a second season, but at the very least, there's closure. So that's the thing I can tell you. It's much more enjoyable than that. So thank you for joining us for our summer in review. I don't know what's on the docket next, but if you go to our website, brazzredweb.com, you can keep up with news and everything. You can learn when we're going to be doing the Patreon. You're going to learn what some of our new topics are. You can also drop us a line, tell us how we're doing, what you like, what you don't like, and what you want to hear about. We will do the research for you. Make sure you go to Kaiju Lab Media on our YouTube page and like, subscribe, and share. And we look forward to seeing you the rest of the year.
And if you have any episode ideas, you want us to talk about something in specific, if you want us to go into the history of something, or if you want us to just give our opinions on something,
or if you want to torture us with something in superhero comics, please let us know. We'll do it.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, we can even do comic book trivia. I don't know. That would be fun.
All right.
But anyways, you guys take care. Have fun.
Thank you, and you have a wonderful night.